Well, we're hearing in the news about pink slime and processed meats, the dangerous effects of additives and fillers in our foods, the health crisis in our country as a result from this trend of fast, unhealthy, nutrient-poor food that we've brought into our lives in this country. Entrepreneurs like Jason Jones from Vital Farms are making a difference, not only in the quality of the food he is producing, but the treatment of his animals and the integrity of his business model. Vital Farms is an Austin-based network of family-owned farms that supplies pasture-raised hens and poultry. Their simple business philosophy: respect the birds, and they will produce the highest quality product. Vital Farms was named the #1 fastest growing food company in the U.S. by Inc. 500 magazine and have prompted many conventional farmers to rethink their own business model. Jason, why do you think your company is growing so fast?
You know, the time is right for what we're doing, and anymore, people want to know where their food comes from. And we've set up our business model around that and are very happy to show them exactly where the food is coming from. And that's what makes us different, I think.
Why this awareness about food and where it comes from? Is it from like movies like Food Inc. and Super Size Me?
Yeah, food matters. There's so many great documentaries out there that have really led to this burgeoning awareness of what is it that we are putting into our bodies to keep us alive every day. You know, it's something we do all the time, but you know, for reasons of convenience and cost, just haven't asked certain questions that used to be pretty transparent to the average eater, shopper, and household just a generation or two ago. And so the information is out there, the awareness is growing, and people want to know they're getting quality.
Your business philosophy: respect the birds and they'll produce the highest quality product. You know, when I wrote that, I laughed because it sounds funny, but isn't it so true?
We think so. You know, if you think about the average laying hen in the United States, the laying hen today, at least in the U.S., is a pretty tortured animal, if not the most mistreated animal anywhere. You know, over 95% by some estimates of the laying hens in the U.S. today, of which there are about 300 million, they're in cages, and they're crammed on less square footage than a sheet of notebook paper per bird. That's the entire space they have to occupy their entire life.
So 300 million hens are in an 8.5 by 11 space each.
Yes, that's right. They're caged. They are crammed 6 or 7 and sometimes more to a cage. They're so frustrated their entire life that their beaks are literally snipped off at the end, so they don't peck each other to death out of sheer frustration. And they're standing on, you know, a wire cage their entire life. They have a rather large foot, and it has to be curled up around, you know, what looks like chain link fence for their floor. And their food is brought to them on a conveyor. Their poop is taken away on a conveyor. They never get fresh air, sunlight, much less a blade of grass. And we think that's a pretty tragic picture.
And how long has it been that the, I guess, egg industry or chicken industry has treated their hens this way? Is this just a recent phenomena, or is this, you know, happened for the last 30, 40, 50 years?
You know, I would say the latter. You know, the barns were built. They were made more dense. They were actually, they put floors in barns now. There can be 2 or 3 floors of these cage systems on top of each other, with you know, up to 1 million birds in one big house anymore. And
is this how the chicken industry works around the world in most other countries, or is it just mostly the major industrialized countries?
I can't speak to them all. I know, however, that in the EU, for example, cages have been outlawed. You've heard about similar legislation being put in place in states like California, some of the other West Coast states in the Northwest. They have actually outlawed the practice of having hens in cages, and we think that's great.
And if one goes to your website, vitalfarms.com, that's vital, VITAL, farms.com, your crew, as you call yourselves, are all pictured with, you know, holding chickens as if they're your pets, as if they're your, you know, personal animals.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way our operations work, and it's a conscious decision, too, to feature the animal instead of sequester it, as we said, behind a wall. You don't really want people to see how it has to live. We kind of celebrate that we have this very hardworking creature that is producing such a wonderful superfood for us. The least we can do is show it some respect, and it's much more sustainable for a lot of other environmental reasons when everything is not so concentrated in these barn situations with manure buildup and that type of thing. But really, the secondary benefit is the fact that the egg itself is totally different. It's just a different experience altogether, from the color of the yolk, the fluffiness of the white, and the texture as you're cooking it, and the taste, of course, is like a lot of people are surprised an egg actually has taste once they try one of ours. And, of course, it's nutritionally superior as well. The vitamin content, omega-3s, they're just off the charts high.